After almost a 2-hour weather delay, Pride Night USL League One action. Your reigning USL League One champion Union Omaha in town to take on Will Pulisic and North Carolina FC. Union Omaha also making a big run this year in the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup. And good evening, everyone. Great to be back alongside Andrew Tate. I'm Dean Linke, and of course, North Carolina FC went on the road for 3 games, gave up 10 goals, and got 0 points.
Yeah, it was a tough run of games, Dean. I think we always knew that going into it, but they're back here at Wakemid Soccer Park. For the last 3 home games they've won, they'll look to pick up where they left off. The problem is, with the reigning champions here in Carey, they're coming off 3 away wins, so it's home form versus away form.
Speaking of form, the 2 up top for North Carolina FC continue to deliver in Garrett Mclaughlin and Olex Anderson.
Yeah, there's a fantastic dynamic duo, these two. Garrett Mclaughlin, the current Golden Boot leader with 8 goals, and he's partnered by the problematic striker that is Olex Anderson for any defender. He's got 5 goals and 4 assists, so it's a really hot pair.
Union Omaha bringing in a veteran in Connor Doyle. He's very busy, and he also has a little bit of bite.
Yeah, I love him in the centre midfield. A real general, got a lot of experience. He's sort of adjusted his game, started off as an attacking midfielder in his younger years, and he's now sort of running the whole sort of formation for Union Omaha in that middle.
Of course, they're strong in goal as well with Rashid Nuhu and his golden gloves. North Carolina FC has had added reinforcements as Shaq Adams on loan from Charleston Battery. When we return, we'll have the lineups and the kickoff. North Carolina FC, Union Omaha, USL League One action.
Continental Tire has been a proud supporter of soccer for more than a decade. We've been there both on and off the field for some of the greatest celebrations. We've watched with you as the game and personalities have gotten bigger. We are proud to continue standing alongside you, supporting the game that gives us all so much. Together, we've shared thousands of incredible goals and celebrations. Here's to many more to come.
So, how do you like your urgent care? At Wakemid, we have urgent care just about everywhere. Urgent care that specializes in orthopedics and kids. My Care 365, open every day of the year. Even virtual urgent care. Yup, urgent care in your jammies on your tablet. So download the Wakemid All Access app and get urgent care that's caring, convenient, and just the way you like it.
Welcome back to Wakemid Soccer Park, Salem Stadium. We had lightning, we had a whole lot of rain, but now we're ready for USL League One action. Again, your reigning champs from last season, Union Omaha, in town to take on North Carolina FC. Delighted to be back home. With Andrew Tate, I'm Dean Linke. Let's take a look at the starting lineups. We'll start with John Bradford's North Carolina FC team.
It's a very familiar team for North Carolina. Just one change from the last time out, with Shokat Tahir slotting in on the left-hand side of midfield. That'll see a little reshuffle with Luis Arriaga sliding into the middle and Nelson Martinez dropping to the bench. But it's a familiar front two that'll be looking to cause all the problems, with 13 goals out of the 18 between the pair.
And take a look at the starting lineup for Union Omaha. Union Omaha, of course, led by the former head coach for the University of Nebraska Omaha, Jay Mims.
We're expecting them to line up in a 4-4-2, but we may see them kind of fluctuate that, especially in the attacking positions between Malcolm, Brito, Kamatani, and Meza, floating and adjusting in between each other. Akoff and Alhamzic dropped to the bench with Malcolm and Kamatani coming in, so expecting a strong performance from Union Omaha, looking to get their 4th straight win on the road.
Kamatani actually played for the University of Nebraska Omaha as well. You can see the lights out, still a bit of a haze after what was a whole lot of rain and a lot of lightning in the area. There's Olex Anderson getting ready alongside the aforementioned Garrett Mclaughlin. North Carolina FC in their traditional home blues. They did have their Pride Night t-shirts on for the official team photo. Union Omaha in their visiting whites. There's the captain, Connor Doyle. Solid player, veteran player. Spent some time in MLS. He's got an impressive resume.
Yeah, absolutely, Dean.
All right, and here we go. Almost 2-hour delay, but ready to rock and roll, and knock on wood, we'll be good to go. Somersault. Needless to say, a disappointing 3-game road trip for North Carolina FC, where they gave up 10 goals in those 3 games, and that's been one of the issues. They have not scored more than 2 goals in a game this year.
Yeah, it makes it very, very difficult when you're having to try and get 3 goals in a game to just get a point. So, you know, they were a little bit unlucky in some of those games, but I think at the same time, there's some lapses in concentration, some things that Coach John Bradford will be hoping will be behind them now. They're back at home, and they can pick up. They only gave up 1 goal in the previous 3 home games here, which is the key for them getting the results that they were looking for.
Here's our first good look at Will Pulisic, on loan from Austin FC, the former standout goalkeeper for John Kerr Jr. and the Duke Blue Devils down the road from Cary in Durham. Skelton, Mr. Clearance, among the leaders in USL League One in defensive clearances. And he has been a great captain, as Pekka, who is listed on the bench and may play today, was the first named captain, but he hasn't started a game, so Skelton has worn the captain's armband consistently. Here's Anderson. Anderson's got McLaughlin on his left, and also Showcat to here, and it's picked up there by Bawa. Bawa, like Nuhu, the outstanding goalkeeper, and he's really good, folks, both of them from Ghana. Andrew, it feels like forever since we've been here. It's good to be back, albeit almost 2 hours later than we anticipated.
Yeah, it's been a while, Dean, hasn't it? Those 3 games on the road took forever, it seemed like, especially when they weren't going North Carolina's way. But no, it's great to be back. Last time I was here, Dean, they were ripping up the turf after a nice home win against Richmond, I believe. I missed the Charlotte game, which I must say you did a fantastic job doing both roles.
Thank you, Andrew. Great to have you back, though, as this one's sent in. Cleared out of there by Fernandez, and there's John Bradford. He'll leave it go. John Bradford also wearing his Pride t-shirt. Pride night here for North Carolina FC. Of course, just coming off Pride month in June.
Just touch on the surface, Dean. I mean, seeing them rip up what already looked like a fantastic surface, and obviously after the rain today, it looks like an absolute carpet. It's slick as can be, and as perfect as ever.
It really does. They do it every year, don't they? You're like, wait, that was perfect, and then it comes back up, still perfect.
I want to see if I can get some to go in my backyard when they rip it up next year.
That's not a bad idea. It's a good thought. Played back by Bawa. Little touch there from Touche from London. Quickly in, and Pulisic sliding out to get it.
That's a great ball from Doyle, just cutting across it with a 3-wood, right out to that left-hand side to Brito, and good early look there for the Owls.
North Carolina FC, they played 13 games. They're 5-6-2. Union Omaha has played just 11 games. They're 4-2-5. So both teams come in at 17 points. North Carolina FC in 6th place. Remember, the top 6 make the USL League One playoffs. However, Union Omaha obviously with 2 games in hand, and A great run in the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup that was finally stopped by Sporting KC, but tremendous exposure for Union Omaha and USL League One, that run they made in the Open Cup.
Yeah, absolutely, especially when the reigning champions of USL League One, to go into that level and just show exactly how small that gap is between some of the championship teams and MLS teams and League One teams. It just shows how competitive it is, and we've got a very competitive League One as well, just to show the quality throughout.
They beat 2 MLS teams on their way. They first beat Des Moines Menace in USL 2, your reigning USL 2 champs, then beat Chicago Fire in the 3rd round, Northern Colorado Hailstorm in the 4th round, then Minnesota United in the 5th round before falling to Sporting KC. They were down 2-0 at half and went for it, lost by a big margin, 6-0. Here's Showcat Tahir. Fernandez over to Skelton. Go ahead, Andrew.
No, I should say they had a fantastic following for that game at KC. Obviously, it didn't end the way they wanted, and it was like letting air out the balloon a little bit, but they'd done so well to get. They took a tremendous travelling support with them that stuck with them throughout that game, which I thought was just a really great acknowledgement to the run they had.
Omaha playing their 8th road game of the year, and they've won their last 3 road matches, as Andrew Tate had pointed out earlier. Meanwhile, North Carolina FC, of course, coming off those 3 tough games on the road. Omaha beat Tormento 3-2, Tucson 2-1, and anytime you can beat Chattanooga, that's saying something. They beat them 1-0 as well.
And shut them out as well, and that's even more of a cherry on top.
Played forward.
But no one's really grabbed this league by the scruff of the neck, have they, at this point in time? You know, Chattanooga, you thought, when they came here and got a good result earlier in the season and had the same firepower as always, you thought maybe this was going to be their year. And then Greenville was struggling, but they're now up there. The Kickers were here. They're sitting pretty at the top. It's anyone's at the moment, and Omaha as well. You know, if they win their 3 games in hand on some of the teams at the top, they're sitting top of the table.
North Carolina FC so pleased to be home. Their last 3 games at home, they knocked off Charlotte 2-0, Richmond 2-1, and Greenville 1-0. They'd like to make it 4 in a row and end that 3-game losing streak and climb back up the table, where you're right, it is logjam. We'll have more on the standings at halftime here. We all knew driving to Wake Med Soccer Park tonight that there was going to be some sort of weather delay. We weren't sure how long. About 1 hour and 47 minutes to be exact, as we're just 7 minutes in to this game here. Yeah, and I like what you said about all of the fans for Union Omaha that made the trip to KC. Great fans, great organization, your reigning champs, as we say hello to all of the great fans for Union Omaha. And all the great fans for North Carolina FC, who probably were understandably scared away by the weather.
Yeah, it's a tough one, especially if you've got a young family kicking off at this late hour and not knowing what's going to happen with the weather. But hopefully we'll see some good stuff now.
3 or 4 really good touches there by Union Omaha, and then Showcat Tahir comes back and knocks it out of bounds. So it'll be a throw-in for Union Omaha. As Bawa, as I mentioned, from Ghana, number 21, will take the throw. Keep an eye on Doyle at the top of the 18. Bawa sent back in, goes off of Showcat. It'll be another throw-in, just 8 minutes in. Little flick. Fernandez. Not the best clearance. It'll be a throw-in for Union Omaha. Doyle. That's a pretty good ball.
And even better touch as well.
Yeah. So they were over in this right corner for over a minute. Now they're on the left side, and that is going to go out of bounds. It'll be a goal kick for North Carolina FC. Celebrating its 75th anniversary, Select is proud to be the official match ball supplier of USL League One. As you take a look at that replay right there, what do you think, out of bounds?
Tough one. It definitely comes off Jordan Skelton. Debatable whether his right foot's out of bounds or not, but gives him a chance to get a breather and hopefully get further up the pitch here.
And we continue on with Select, celebrating its 75th anniversary. Select is proud to be the official match ball supplier of USL League One. Choose what you play with at www.selectsportamerica.com. Select, League's choice, player's choice. 10-minute mark, no score. North Carolina FC and Union Omaha. I mean, there's still a lot of games left, but I really feel like North Carolina FC is pivotal. They get at least one, if not three, after going on the road.
It'd be a big boost, especially against a scalp like Union Omaha at home, to come back into your familiar setting and push that reset button and get back on track. But, you know, you're looking at the way both teams are lining up, both playing on that 4-4-2. A lot of experience and energy in this Omaha side, so it's going to be a real tight one, I feel.
Nelson Flores Blanco, now a member of the El Salvador national team. Olex Anderson. Anderson knocked away there. One back by Arriaga's playing deeper. Cervania will push it out wide to Lou Young. Lou Young has been penciled in pretty regularly at right back. And it's going to go out of bounds off of North Carolina FC. Cervania thought it was his, but they'll say it's Union Omaha. Olex Anderson has scored 2 goals in his last 3 games. He's got 5 goals in the league, tied for 6th, 3 assists, tied for 6th on the season as well. Meanwhile, the man in goal for Omaha, Rashid Nuhu, 2021 USL One Golden Glove winner with a .75 goals against average and 9 clean sheets. In 2002, he's got 5 clean sheets in 9 games this year, tied for 1st in the league. It's pretty good.
Consistent. I know in the Open Cup, some of the saves and things that you have to do against those top teams when they're putting you under pressure, he was phenomenal in many of those games against the MLS boys.
Outstanding analysis coming again, pregame prep from the great Brian Ware, who is a fantastic member of our crew. Fernandez over to Summersaw. Fernandez and Skelton clearly have established themselves, and their chemistry is good back there.
Yeah, they're a solid 2. We've seen Britton Fisher get an opportunity here or there, and he's certainly a promising talent. But yeah, you'd say Fernandez and Skelton are the first choice pairing at this current point. They've got good size. The one thing I'd love to see from them, Dean, is they need to add some goals at the other end. You know, that's the one thing. We've had goals from the front 2, and we talk about them all day long, but, you know, we haven't scored more than 2 goals in a game, and we haven't really, none of the defenders have chipped in with a goal. A couple of the midfielders have, but you need to get goals from more areas, and the big boys, especially Skelton at size of 6'4", and you'd love to see them getting 5 or 6 goals if they're going to challenge for something this year.
Excellent point. We'll keep an eye out for that, particularly on corner kicks. So far, Union Omaha has been pretty tidy. They have held the ball quite a bit. Pride Night, forever proud. We encourage all of you to support the LGBTQ+ community and embrace inclusivity. Union Omaha in their white uniforms, North Carolina FC in their traditional home blues. Walking you up to minute 14. Errant pass, and then a whistle called against Union Omaha.
I think, Dean, when you look at Union Omaha this season, I was rewinding to sort of their off-season, and a lot of the frustration from the fans was about losing so many players from their championship winning team to higher divisions of MLS and championship. And I think one of the supporters had said it wasn't a rebuild, it was a reload, and we've sort of seen that this year, that they haven't really, they've had the cup run, they're in a decent position with some games in hand, that, you know, they're doing exactly what they were doing last year, really.
Yeah, that says a lot about the organization. I think it says a lot about Coach Mims as well. As you were talking before the game, his stock is rising. We talked about John Harkes, of course, North Carolina State with a big win over John Harkes in Greenville, offside there. We talk about Harkes getting a shot at MLS. Coach Mims, you gotta believe people are paying attention to the job he's doing.
Yeah, I'd say he has a very distinct style of play, and folks know it. And I saw something on the social media last week when they sort of went to a 4-2-3-1 in a game, and they said that's just so not Union Omaha. They said playing with a front three, or you know, a 4-2-3-1, just very different, and not really in the Omaha way of playing. So he's just got a very unique style of playing, and they recruit and they target players around that, and you know, it's certainly paying dividends.
There's Coach Mims.
He's having a good discussion, I think, with the linesman right now after that decision against Kamal Malcolm.
Yeah, he is going beyond the fourth official to get a word in. Great job by Joe Ferrara and our crew to get a shot at Coach Mims. Walking up to minute 16. Bawa. Showcat does enough, and then there's Arriaga. He's had a good season. Olex Anderson drops it over to Showcat to here. Trying to find McLaughlin. That was Olex Anderson in the middle as well. Nelson Flores Blanco. Want to welcome all of you joining us on ESPN Plus. A near 2-hour delay here in Cary, North Carolina. And now we've got USL League One action. North Carolina FC against your reigning USL League One champions, Union Omaha, who made an impressive run this year as well in the Lamar Hunt US Open Cup, knocking off 2 MLS teams, a great franchise. Near 2 hours delay, lightning and rain, and we are 16 minutes in. There's the captain, Jordan Skelton, alongside Andrew Tate. I'm Dean Linke, delighted to be with you. And for those of you on ESPN Plus, sorry about the technical difficulties to get to you, but glad you're with us. You didn't miss any goals. You maybe missed a few clearances from Jordan Skelton, wearing the captain's armband on Pride Night here in Cary. Union Omaha has had the majority of the possession to start this game. Another good clearance there by the back line, this time Fernandez. Olex Anderson, great little touch, cuts back in. Looks like he was held up right there, as grabbing him was Knudsen.
Olex Anderson's looking sharp today. A few of the touches and things he's trying early on, showing he's got, as you mentioned, a bit of rich vein of form in his boots. He's looking lively.
Good ball down the right side, sent across, went off either the near post or the crossbar. Looks like it had Pulisic fooled, and somehow they stay onside. Union Omaha, this is how it's been, folks, from the opening whistle, but it's still zeros. North Carolina FC coming off a 3-game road trip where they lost all 3, giving up 10 goals. Union Omaha, they've won their last 3 road games, trying to make it 4 in a row. North Carolina FC sitting in 6th place at the moment, but they played 2 more games than the 7th place Union Omaha. Nelson Flores Blanco try to work himself out of trouble. Nobody really showed for him there. He didn't have any outlet. They play it back. Last year's Golden Glove winner, Rashid Nuhu, outstanding in goal for Union Omaha, as we walk you up to minute 19 after a near 2-hour delay. Nifty moves there. Good job by Nelson Flores Blanco. Meza was really good. Here's Garrett McLaughlin. McLaughlin right now leading USL League One in goals with 8. Not on the same page there with Showcat to here, and Bawa rips it away, tries to play it into space. Lou Young's got his goalkeeper Pulisic, and he'll use him. The playoff battles begin to heat up as 2 playoff hopefuls meet on ESPN Deportes. Rio Grande Valley welcomes the Las Vegas Lights to Southern Texas Sunday, July 17 at 7:30 p.m. Eastern on ESPN Deportes. Here at WakeMed Soccer Park, Salem Stadium, Cary, North Carolina, on a Saturday night after lightning and rain, no score, North Carolina FC and Union Omaha. Great to be with you for USL League One action. Kept alive there by Mclaughlin. Back to Nelson Flores Blanco. Mclaughlin looked like he was fouled right there. Doesn't get the whistle. Clean back up by Arriaga. Showcat. A heavy touch. Kept alive by Jordan Cervania. Cervania in the Open Cup with a Sports Center top 10 goal. Cervania back to Anderson. Lou Young trying to stay with it and does. That's great work. Showcat Tahir was open. Instead, they went to Mclaughlin inside the 6, cleared by Union Omaha. Nelson Flores Blanco with that left foot will curve one far side. Lou Young heads it back. Lou Young, great effort on that right side to get it into the 18.
Yeah, Lou Young creates a lot of chances for this North Carolina side. He's been very active all season down that right flank.
Cervania. Showcat's gonna hit one and denied by Nuhu in those golden gloves. Olex Anderson back, collides with Nuhu again. And that's why he is the golden glove winner. He is legit.
Yeah, it's great play from Showcat Tahir. Gets a little bit of space and just cracks one at the goal. It was fizzing around. Mclaughlin just helps it back into the 6-yard area, but Nuhu does really well to get back up and steal the danger out of there.
Rashid Nuhu. Five clean sheets already this year in 9 games this season, tied for first in the league. Union Omaha, as I mentioned, playing their 8th road game of the year. 3-1-3 road record, 12 points. Long ball. Thought he was offside, but they kicked the flag down.
And this was the earlier chance for Union Omaha. It's Noe Meza breaking down the right side. I think this is more of a cross than a shot, but he almost catches Pulisic out of the near post as it came back into play. That was that earlier chance, but after a quiet first 10 minutes, team is starting to liven up now.
Long throw in. Bawa sends it back. Knocked out of bounds by Fernandez, and once again down in this little right corner pocket, Union Omaha. They'll leave the throw in as Hugo Kamatani will give it up. He wouldn't mind getting it back right now. Bawa goes over top of him and goes far post. Cervania's over there. Cervania. Andrew, I just don't feel like the team in the blue jerseys are showing enough. Like when they're winning, there's no transition.
Yeah. Just trying to get the building blocks in place. I think that comes with a little bit, maybe a lack of confidence at times. You're sort of penned in, but you can just see how technical Union Omaha is with their first touch. Kamatani's playing a tight space a minute ago. There's a little bit of fear. They know they don't score boatloads of goals in games, so you know we've seen them grind them out here against Richmond kickers and Greenville and Charlotte. They've got to be deliberate in everything they do. So sometimes that caution can kind of hold you back a little bit.
Union Omaha dropped to midfield. Now they'll start to press as Summersall gets a couple touches. Nelson Flores Blanco. You can hear the Union Omaha bench starting to tell their team to press a little bit here. Skelton plays it back to Fernandez.
And that's the thing as well, Dean. Union Omaha, that's a part of their game. They're a pressing team, so that'll be something John Bradford's drilled into them, is to be careful.
Anderson, brilliant move here, and we'll earn a corner kick. Corner kick, North Carolina FC. You said it. Olex Anderson is feeling it.
Yeah. I mean, just a couple of times he's back to goal, and I think I've been quite critical of the times when he's under pressure with someone in his back, but he's wriggling away perfectly today and causing all types of problems.
Minute 25. Corner kick for North Carolina FC. Arriaga, his right hand in the air, bends one around. Showcat gets a little touch on it, still loose. Summersaw's there. They think it was deflected, and the referee does not, so it'll be a goal kick. So 25 minutes in, let's get the thoughts on this delayed start. First, we'll talk about the visitors from Nebraska. Your thoughts on Union Omaha so far?
Yeah, they look good. You know, they're expected what we kind of showing us what we expected. They're technical, they're good on the ball. They probably had a bit more possession than I've seen them have in recent weeks on the road. But they're like for like with North Carolina, and I think right now both teams have had a couple of chances, so they're happy with where they are right now, and they'll look to get back on the front foot.
You touched on it a little bit, but if you're John Bradford right now, what do you want to see more of, Andrew Tate?
You want to see the front two, you know, linking up. Right now we've seen a lot into Anderson, not seen so much from Mclaughlin. But I'd probably even put more pressure on Tahir and Sylvania. Sylvania, I think we said his name maybe once or twice, and one of those moments from the edge of his own box. So you've got to get those front four, let's say, Sylvania, Tahir, and Mclaughlin and Anderson, all kind of interchanging and buzzing around, which we've seen more of that coming from Union Omaha with Kamatani, Malcolm, Mazer, and Brito. They look like they're stepping a lot higher, Union Omaha, than maybe NCFC is.
Will Plisick barking out orders. Nick Holliday has been playing as this youth to pro system. There have been opportunities for him to get some time with different teams. There's so many layers under the NCFC youth program, which of course you're involved with. The collaboration though between Gary Butte, Steve Malik, and Kurt Johnson, and the layers of it has allowed Holliday to get time, maybe not as much time with his pro team, but John Bradford did say it's his goal to get him 10 starts this season, so he's going to get some more starts.
And I think we see that more and more now with modern day management. You know, they manage the minutes. They don't throw a 16-year-old in for 30 games and, you know, throw him into the wolves. You've got to manage it. You've got to help them grow up. You've got to help them develop. And obviously with Coach Mike McGinty and Will Pulisic, who's gone through a good college program here and is now signed with an MLS team, he's in a good position and he knows he's being well looked after. So lots of opportunities for these young boys.
Showcat on the ball. Olex Anderson is taken down. It'll be a dangerous free kick opportunity here for North Carolina FC.
And Dean, I do wonder with the recent addition of Shaquem Adams, you know, that competition for places in the front two, is that going to be the rocket for Olex Anderson to really spice it up? But here getting on the balls is what we want to see more of. A little flick around the corner, and Bauer just lunging in, claiming he got the ball, not happy with the decision, but it's Anderson again that's sparking things off for the home side.
Yeah, Anderson has been outstanding. Earns this free kick. No card issue, just the foul. As Arriaga, who takes the corner kicks, interested, so is Cervania. Cervania is going to set the ball. Usually that means that's who's going to take it, but sometimes there can be a little deception there. Well, you do feel like Arriaga with the right foot's got a decent chance to bend it a little bit.
Yeah, just takes a glancing header off anybody then. Some good wrestling going on.
Yeah, Arriaga goes far post with it, and after all of that, nothing to show for it. That's too bad because that was well earned by Anderson.
Yeah, it's not for me, that's not the delivery you're looking for there, Dean. You want a flatter, pacier delivery that it just gets any touch off a defender, an attacker, and it can fly past the goalkeeper. And that's the thing. Sometimes I think it's been a lack of attacking the ball or a movement in the box from North Carolina, where they haven't scored so many set pieces. And then sometimes I think Arriaga's delivery can be fantastic, and other times can leave a little bit to be desired.
Certainly missing Nelson Martinez. He is listed as a bench player, but we're not expecting to see him. Took a little knock and available only in emergency situation is the way I understand it. This is the third all-time meeting between these two teams and the first of this season. As I mentioned, North Carolina FC sits in 6th, Union Omaha in 7th. Omaha have 2 games in hand. The Owls will look to keep their unbeaten record against the home side intact as they won both games a year ago. Union Omaha coming off a 0-0 draw against Charlotte Independence last week. The match was full of lots of close chances, with the Owls leading in both shots and possession. Of course, Union Omaha known as the Owls. Union Omaha has it. Kept in bounds. And out of bounds. As that goes off of Kamatani, who, like I said, is from Japan, but went to University of Nebraska, Omaha, so clearly right at home there. Skiers got in the middle of that. There's Summersall. Now Lou Young. This is better now from North Carolina FC. At least they're moving together when they gain possession. And Anderson gliding on this beautiful pitch here at Wake Med Soccer Park. Arriaga. Cervania. Oh, and it's deflected, goes off the crossbar. I couldn't tell if Mclaughlin got a piece of that or if it came off a Union Omaha defender. Do you know, Andrew? Wow, just like that the other way. Pulisic is going to have to knock it out of bounds.
I didn't think it was Mclaughlin, but I could be wrong. But it's great play from Cervania, just cutting in, having too much room there. Yeah, it's off a Knudsen there and at the centre-back spot, just trying to get it away, and he got just enough on it to get it onto the woodwork and away. But great strike from Cervania. That's both, though. I mentioned Cervania to here get involved, and that's what they need more of.
Tackle from behind from Cervania, and he may even get a card. He will. So Cervania, after that great shot, and unlucky, goes off for Knudsen off the crossbar. Take a look at this yellow card here for Cervania. Just a little late.
Yeah, may have got a nibble on the ball, but when you're lunging in like that, no need to really go to ground in that situation.
Don't miss a minute of action in 2022, whether your club is on the road or at home. Catch nearly every second of USL League One action on ESPN Plus, the home to the USL, MLS, La Liga, the Bundesliga, UFC, and more. Sign up today at plus.espn.com. 32nd minute, no score. Union Omaha and North Carolina FC. 1 hour and 47-minute weather delay. Oodles of rain, and you look down on this pitch and you would have no idea other than the ball moving slick. I mean, this surface is impeccable. And an offside flag will bring it back to North Carolina FC.
It's not often I've heard rain referred to as oodles, Dean, so I'm from the land of rain in England as well, so oodles of rain.
Yeah, not sure where that came from, but thanks for pointing it out.
I like it.
I'm not sure you do. Here's Summersall.
Surprising, I like it. Surprising, but I like it.
That's fair.
But it was a fair assertion, I think. There was certainly a lot of rain.
A lot of rain.
Yes.
Oodles. Here's Arriaga.
We'd like oodles of goals to go with it.
There you go.
We've seen a few woodworks hit today.
Yeah, both sides, well said. Olex Anderson, a big tackle coming in. As Anderson goes down, Touche flying in there.
And Anderson right now is wriggling out of every situation. I think he was unlucky maybe not to get the decision as well.
Having a good time on Friday night here after a near 2-hour delay. Good to see several folks stick around. Switch the point of attack. Will Union Omaha. A heavy touch out of the back, but they stay with it. This is dangerous, but it goes right to Pulisic.
I think Fernandez got a piece of that just to take some pace off the delivery into Pulisic. There's a good run from Giba at left backs, finding Malcolm eventually.
Giba from Salt Lake City, Utah. You're right. Fantastic move, staying with it. Pushing forward from that left back position.
Kind of a staple of Omaha's game is that they typically have both fullbacks bombing forward, which we haven't really seen, which I think that shows the respect they're paying to this North Carolina team, especially on this surface. And North Carolina does tend to have a lot of the possession.
Mclaughlin was looking for a whistle, doesn't get it, does not complain either though. Popped over the top. Lou Young will track back defensively, and it'll go out of bounds. It'll be a throw in back to North Carolina FC. Minute 35, still no score. Touch, Meza, and a yellow card going against Union Omaha, so now we're even there.
And it's Bawa just popping a header into Meza and continuing his run, lunges in and just catches Fernandez right on the ankle, and it's a sore one for the centre-back. I think we've just seen Cervania pick up a yellow card for a tackle that maybe didn't have as much meat on it. That was always going to end up in a caution for Bauer there. He committed himself.
Warming up now is the youngster Britton Fisher. Just in case the magic spray is out there. So 36 minutes and a decent delay here. Union Omaha will head over and get some water. It's actually starting to cool down a little bit, at least from where we are in the perch. Every once in a while the wind comes through. He's down for a reason. I mean, he definitely got his, like you said, his ankle stepped on. That never feels good.
I don't know if it was, I don't know exactly where the contact was, whether it was towards the end of the foot and turned it, or yeah, looks like it's above the ankle, sort of studs to the side of the lower leg. Well, he's up and moving around now. He's a big man. He certainly won't want to come off and give Britton Fisher a chance to take his spot.
He is, I think, going to have to walk off with the trainer for North Carolina FC for a moment. Although right now the referee's not making him come off. That's interesting. Like, I thought it was mandatory.
I'm wondering if it's because it was the foul, the contact on the foul. I don't know, Dean. I'm a bit rusty.
There's Fernandez. The Nelson Flores Blanco. Yeah, that's it. You're right. Right side. Somersault. Now Arriaga. Cervania. Cervania staying with it. Lou Young. Cervania, and how about North Carolina FC 1-0.
And Dean, this is a top-class goal. When you see the build-up play and exactly what Jaden Cervania does to get it going right from the off. It's a good ball from Lou Young, just back to him. And he opens his body up and just smashes it in the bottom corner past Nuhu, who's unsighted. But the build-up play before that from Arriaga, playing a penetrating pass into the feet of Cervenia, who drew so many white shirts to him. And I was looking, thinking, how on earth are they going to score in the penalty box? And they don't need to get in the box when Cervenia can do that from outside.
Jaden Cervenia from Birmingham, Alabama, spent time with Birmingham Legion. A goal in the 39th minute. And when you beat Nuhu near post, you're doing something right there. It's 1-0. How about North Carolina FC?
I mean, I was looking at the build-up play thinking if they score from this, it's going to be a heck of a goal. And lo and behold, Cervenia's really spiced things up.
And there's Jaden Cervenia again. He's got that yellow card. Comes back to win it. Now some confidence here for the home team with a 1-0 lead.
And I was watching Coach John Bradford's celebration when that one's in. When then went in, he was out on the edge of his technical box, really clenching his fists with both hands. He really enjoyed that one. Now they've got a good foothold. And it's tough to argue. They probably had to say they got their noses in front from a performance standpoint, and now they've done it on the scoreboard.
Yeah, I agree. Took them a little while, but they have. Although from the opening whistle, Olex Anderson and Cervenia picking it up. Olex Anderson's been out to get going, and he had that great shot and then another great shot, and it's 1-0. You know, it's always nice when you have a right-sided midfielder that can cut inside and use his left foot like that.
Yeah, they haven't sort of cottoned on to that one yet, Union Omaha, because they had a warning sign earlier, as you mentioned, and they got punished that time. I'd be surprised if they let him do it a third time.
Minute 41. We will have several minutes of added time because of the Fernandez injury. Not deflected, so it'll be a goal kick. Pulisic will take his time. Fisher's still warming up just in case Fernandez is not good at the half. Flores Blanco. It was wild to take a look at that goal for Nicholas Molina. And then you just saw Nelson Flores Blanco playing it back there to Pulisic.
Yeah. Yeah, this is great build-up play. Cervenia heavily involved. Arriaga found him earlier. Comes back to Cervenia, too much room. And that great left foot that we've seen a few times from that position this season. Catching Nuhu unawares at his near post. And a great start.
Lou Young has his pocket picked. Kept alive here. Doyle sends it in. A swing and a miss right there by Kamatani. Kamatani not there, so Pulisic again will take his time. I got to believe at least 3 minutes of added time, don't you think?
Is that what you're going with, Dave?
Yeah, you got a chance to go under this time.
Yeah, I'm going to go 2.
Okay.
We've had the rain delay. The refs, you know, thinking, do we need to go any longer?
That's very sensible. Arriaga gets stuck in. Somersault. Pops it high in the air. Knudsen, that's a great ball. He knew where he wanted that to go. It goes off Choquette to here. It'll be a throw in for Union Omaha. Find themselves down 1-0. Bawa with a quick throw in. Knudsen, a little flick. Kamatani will run it down. Bawa. Arriaga defensively. Bawa mishit that one. Jaden Cervenia, the goal scorer with the clearance. 44th minute. Still waiting to see how much time. Cut back in, good ball, and then better defense. Loose, another clearance there for Skelton, and Pulisic ready for it.
The ball fell to the feet of Brito. It's a good shot from Brito. The centre-backs get out and take some pace off it again. I'm surprised Sylvania didn't bring it down earlier in that passage of play. Headed it forward and landed at the feet of a Union Omaha player, and then the passage of pressure that led to that chance. So Jordan Skelton looked a bit frustrated with the decision-making or lack of communication from his teammates there as it almost led to an equaliser. It's a crucial part of the game as well, Dean, with just a few minutes to go in the half.
Indeed, and I think your price is right. I think I saw a 2 flash down there. We'll get that confirmed in a second. Ball out of bounds, defended well by Lou Young. It'll be a throw in for North Carolina FC, who have a 1-0 lead, courtesy of a lethal left foot from Jaden Cervania.
I think North Carolina's done a good job, Dean, of sort of nullifying Connor Doyle and JP Scarce in that middle. When the first 5-10 minutes we were looking at, oh geez, these guys are going to really run the show. And we haven't really seen that since those first few minutes, but still a few to go yet.
Ladies and gentlemen, the fourth official has indicated a minimum of 2 minutes of additional time.
So here we go. Andrew Tate right on point. 2 minutes of added time. Pretty much all of that, the Fernandez injury, as Bawa came in hard on him, earning a yellow card. Job by Skiers to come back. Mclaughlin. It's a little pressure on the goalkeeper. That was Doyle, who did well to keep possession for Union Omaha. Find themselves down 1-0. Offside flag is up. Boy, Pulisic was way off his line.
Yeah, it was good play from Nuhu there as North Carolina was pressing, and he managed to clip a great 9-iron into an advanced player in a pocket of space, because we've seen many times here at Wake Soccer Park North Carolina jump on a loose pass or a poor touch and turn it into another goal.
See, the problem with you saying 9-iron, it gives me another opportunity to ask who won the North Carolina FC Youth Golf Tournament.
I'm surprised you didn't jump on the 3-wood. I pulled out a 3-wood earlier as well, Dean.
I missed that one.
Yeah. 2 bites of the cherry was too much, wasn't it? A commentator of your caliber, Dean.
One that likes oodles.
Yeah.
Cervania. Boy, right when you asked for it, Andrew, he has stepped up his game. Both those shots were fantastic, including the one that got by last year's Golden Glove winner near post. Brilliant. There, look at Coach Mims. Coach Mims comes over to...
That is a brave move right there on this surface with those shoes. That is a brave move.
And that'll be the first half whistle as well. North Carolina FC, courtesy of a great left foot from that man right there, Jaden Cervania. And after a near 2-hour delay, an impressive first half for Cervania. How about North Carolina FC? They lead it here at the half, 1-0 over Union Omaha.
Continental Tire has been a proud supporter of soccer for more than a decade. We've been there both on and off the field for some of the greatest celebrations. We've watched with you as the game and personalities have gotten bigger. We are proud to continue standing alongside you, supporting the game that gives us all so much. Together, we've shared thousands of incredible goals and celebrations. Here's to many more to come.
At Strategic Systems, we understand that a reliable IT infrastructure doesn't just materialize by itself. We've been helping Triangle businesses of all sizes build and manage secure, reliable technology solutions for over 25 years. Strategic Systems and CEI. Are you transforming your business?
So, how do you like your urgent care? At Wake Med, we have urgent care just about everywhere. Urgent care that specializes in orthopedics and kids. MyCare 365, open every day of the year. Even virtual urgent care. Yup, urgent care in your jammies on your tablet. So download the Wake Med All Access app and get urgent care that's caring, convenient, and just the way you like it.
It took a little while, an hour and 47-minute delay, and they're back out there. And then Mr. Cervania with a big-time goal. And at halftime, how about North Carolina FC? They lead your reigning champs, Union Omaha, by a score of 1-0. Alongside Andrew Tate, I'm Dean Linke. And indeed, how about North Carolina FC? They've got the lead here at the half.
Yeah, it's exactly what we're accustomed to, being back at Wake Med Soccer Park, is tight games and North Carolina with their noses in front.
Well, North Carolina FC, let's take a look at their upcoming schedule. As, of course, stating the obvious, every game means so much right now as we start to head down the stretch run right there. They'll go back on the road for 3 of their next 5.
Yeah, the next 2, Chattanooga, they've just gone down by a goal to 2-1 on the road right now at South Georgia, so they don't come easy in this league, Dean. But 2 trips to Chattanooga and South Georgia, they don't get any easier.
And the upcoming schedule for Union Omaha will be also 3 more games on the road. They've got a lot of games at home to end the season.
Yeah, and they've got some games to make up. You can see some midweek fixtures there as well, with Forward Madison there. But some tough games, you know. You can't look at any teams in this division and go, that's a 3 points there. We can pick up another 3 there. They're all a bit of a toss of the coin.
When we come back, we'll take a deeper look at the USL League One standings and scores from today. I want to thank the fans for hanging out through a near 2-hour delay at halftime. How about North Carolina FC? They lead Union Omaha by a score of 1-0.
I mean, yeah, let's talk about today when we go topics.
Roll it down.
I am.
You don't need a car to listen to Sirius XM. You can listen anywhere. You know that, right?
What? Kevin Hart's Laugh Out Loud Radio.
Kevin, you could use your phone.
What? What?
Alexa, play Kevin Hart's Laugh Out Loud Radio on Sirius XM.
What?
This is how I know you're getting old. I guess that was it.
What?
We all have goals. But let's be honest. Most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
Swatted away by Miller.
Volley from Aquay. Wow.
What a wonderful team move for Las Vegas. And a goal from Trejo. Spectacular build-up. Alvaro Quezada, good feet. He's found the upper corner.
Halftime at Wakeman Soccer Park in Cary, and Jaden Cervania with the only goal through 45. It's North Carolina FC 1, Union Omaha 0. Alongside the great Andrew Tate, I'm Dean Linke. And of course, now's the time where you want to keep track of every single game as we take a look at the standings. The top 6 get into the USL League One playoffs.
And it's really, really tight, Dean. As we've been saying, I think from the very start of the season, you'd start to think someone's going to pull away. I know Greenville are in action right now, as are Chattanooga and South Georgia. I believe South Georgia have actually just maybe pulled that result 2-1 at home against Chattanooga. So, and then North Carolina's next opponents. It's anyone's game at this point in time.
Taking a look at scores from around USL League One today.
Greenville, I mean, we've seen them here. You know, I don't think they were great when they were in Cary, but they've gone on a real hot streak and getting another 3 points and putting them back to the top of the table. And as I mentioned, South Georgia scoring late at home against Chattanooga. They needed that because at the start of the season they were sitting pretty, and now it's a big result for them. And obviously later, FC Tucson taking on Northern Colorado Hailstorm.
Take a look around at the news and notes for USL League One.
And Sacramento, you know, doing a great job. We talked about Union Omaha, but Sacramento managed to go one step further and make the semi-finals. So full credit to them and Coach Mark Briggs, who used to coach down the road in Wilmington. And then obviously we talked about the Cinderella run for Union Omaha. I'm going to say it again, it was a fantastic representation of League One. And the Kickers continuing their hot form at home. You know, they got their result against NCFC, and it was one of those. I thought it was a really tight game, but they ended up with the 4 goals and bagged a lot of goals at home this season.
Yeah, coming off of that, 3 players from Richmond. Terzaghi made the team of the week. Bolaños made the team of the week. And Gordon made the team of the week after that 4-1 win over North Carolina FC.
And they were 1-0 up North Carolina in that game. And I couldn't see the goals coming for Richmond, but once they got one, they didn't turn it off until the very end.
Guadalajara from Tormento FC, 6 saves in their 1-0 road win at Central Valley Fuego. Hey, send a hot dog up here to the perch at Wakeman Soccer Park. It's halftime. North Carolina FC on top of Union Omaha 1-0. We'll bring you the highlights in the second half kick when we return.
Continental Tire has been a proud supporter of soccer for more than a decade. We've been there both on and off the field for some of the greatest celebrations. We've watched with you as the game and personalities have gotten bigger. We are proud to continue standing alongside you, supporting the game that gives us all so much. Together, we've shared thousands of incredible goals and celebrations. Here's to many more to come.
At Strategic Systems, we understand that a reliable IT infrastructure doesn't just materialize by itself. We've been helping Triangle businesses of all sizes build and manage secure, reliable technology solutions for over 25 years. Strategic Systems and CEI. Are you transforming your business?
So, how do you like your urgent care? At Wake Med, we have urgent care just about everywhere. Urgent care that specializes in orthopedics and kids. MyCare 365, open every day of the year. Even virtual urgent care. Yup, urgent care in your jammies, on your tablet. So download the Wake Med All Access app and get urgent care that's caring, convenient, and just the way you like it.
Halftime, Wakeman Soccer Park, Salem Stadium. Time for a snack after a near 2-hour weather delay to start this one. It's North Carolina FC 1, Union Omaha 0. Let's take a look at the first half highlights, Andrew Tate.
They started early. It was Union Omaha on top. And this was Noe Meza trying to clip one into the box, it felt like, but coming back off the inside the post and almost catching Will Pulisic out at his near post. It was an early warning sign for the home team. But then here came Showcat here. We mentioned him, been a bit quiet in the opening stages, but he showed his quality here, waking Nuhu up in the goal and forced him into a couple of saves early there. Anderson was a real bright spark for North Carolina. Didn't have a lot of goal mouth action, but was a real spark going forward. And here was an effort early from James Sylvania, coming in on his favourite left foot and cannoning it towards goal. It flipped off the centre-back, Knutson, to safety. But this was the build-up play. It was Arriaga out to Christian Liu Yong. James Sylvania drew about 4 or 5 white shirts toward him. In the meantime, Liu Yong scampered down the right, gets it back from Sylvania, and as the white shirts drop, it's Sylvania who finds a space, and then he finds the near post and gets his team off to a great start. But it's a great build-up play, and when the space opened up, Sylvania exploited it.
Yeah, it really was. And Sylvania was in the middle of all of that. Anything stand out here on the stats? Interesting possession. North Carolina really strong the last 25 minutes.
Omaha, they're not fussed about having the possession. I've seen a lot of games this season that they tend to have less possession than the team they're playing against. But it's the technical quality and the pressing. Coach Jay Mims was fired up. We saw him fetching a ball from the sideline with a minute to go. He will be into his players at half-time, and this one's certainly a long way from over.
See the 5 shots for Union Omaha. We do think Britton Fisher may come on for Fernandez. Did we get that confirmed yet or not?
It looks like Fernandez is
okay.
He's gingerly, it looks like, oh, he's sitting down. It looked like he was going to come out and try and give it a go, but whenever you stop and sit down for 15 minutes, Dean, those ankle injuries cause problems. I think we'll see that change happen now. They're not going to take any chances as he heads down the tunnel. And Britton Fisher will be entering.
So Fisher wearing number 25.
Fans, please welcome to the stadium.
So Coach McGinty walking back into the locker room with Fernandez, but
John used one of his prizes to upgrade his seats for tonight's match.
It does look like Fisher's going to come in. Words of advice from Pekka.
In the front row. John is a longtime fan of the North Carolina football
Nick Holiday as well.
Games when the team was still known as the Real Hogs. He's been a season ticket member since 2021.
Confusion here, Dean, as Fernandez is back out on the field.
All right, so Fisher is going to keep warming up. John Bradford told him to go ahead.
Thank you for your loyal support, John.
That was interesting as Fernandez walked back in one more time into the locker room and came back out, so he's going to stay on. Coach Mims making his way out. Seeing Coach Mims down there reminds me of Smiling Bob Warming, who has retired from University of Nebraska, Omaha. A mentor to Coach Mims, actually replaced Coach Mims at UNO. I believe he's tuning in, watching the Owls. Hello, Smiling Bob. One of the true legends of the game. Will Pulisic will head back to goal, so what do you make of that? Fernandez staying out there.
It's one of them. I think once you get going, the adrenaline starts firing through you. But that's as a result of that challenge from Bauer in the first half. He looked like he was fine to finish the game, but you don't want to take any chances because the sharpness and alertness of these forwards for Union Omaha, they won't wait around if you make a mistake or not feeling 100%.
We took a quick look right before this second half started at the USL League One standings, and Greenville, led by John Harkes, now will take over first place after that big win. And if North Carolina FC can hang on, they'll pop up to third place.
Yeah, just 3 points separating 9th and 3rd at the moment, Dean. It's incredibly tight. The one thing I didn't see coming was Greenville creating this gap. You know, they're at 27 points right now, which when they were here a few weeks back, I couldn't see them. You know, I didn't see them as a playoff team at that point, but full credit to Coach John Harkes and the work that they've done, because they've been stringing the wins together.
Well, remember that happened last year where they had 2 great runs of form and 1 bad run of form, but the 2 great runs overpowered the bad run and got themselves right back in a familiar spot. It was Union Omaha's time last year to win the championship. North Carolina FC back out there for the second half. 2 minutes into this second half, 47th minute. North Carolina FC in their dark blue. Union Omaha in their white, and now that might be it for Fernandez, I guess.
I think we're safe to say that now. And that's a shame. Hopefully it's nothing too serious. Obviously there's a game next Saturday on the road against Chattanooga. And the one thing North Carolina's benefiting from right now, Dean, as we talked about, Pecker's back amongst the subs and Molina's available now, and the introduction of Shaquem Adams, is they've got competition for places, and you don't want to lose that.
Fisher was solid last year, and the time he's played this year, I think he's been outstanding, either as a starter or coming off to solidify wins, particularly wins at home. At times they've gone with Fisher, Fernandez, and Skelton all in there for the final minutes of a game, so it will be Fisher for Fernandez. And Fernandez will gingerly make his way off the field. Probably the right move by Fernandez, I would think.
Yeah, you don't want to do that in the run of the play. If it's not feeling right, get yourself out of there and get somebody on who's fresh and fit. And see his disappointment. As we talked about, that is the favoured pairing. Fernandez joined from forward Madison and has really formed a good partnership with Jordan Skelton, a good foil for each other.
49th minute of play. Fans, put your hands together for number 6, Gustavo Fernandez.
Gustavo Fernandez will come out. Fisher ready to come in.
Number 25, it's Britton Fisher.
So Fisher, part of this NCFC youth system, which was a big reason for the move to USL League One, and Fisher a perfect example. Cole Frame a great example. Nick Holliday, perhaps the best example as well. Fisher, this will be his first touch, and he neatly plays it over to Lou Young. Rashid Nuhu, 6'1", 175-pound goalkeeper, last year's Golden Glove winner, 5 clean sheets on the season this year. As he plays it forward, Meza, who had that ball we showed you at halftime that looked like it was a pass but almost became a goal.
Yeah, he's a good player, but I don't think he meant that one.
50th minute, North Carolina FC, after a tough road trip, sorting things out here on this beautiful pitch at WakeMed Soccer Park, and would love to hang on to this 1-0 lead. A whole lot of soccer left, though. Finally a whistle. It'll stay with North Carolina FC. If you can't watch the match, turn on Sirius XM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access Tuesday nights at 7 Eastern. Plus, hear live matches from the USL, MLS, English Premier League, and more, all on Sirius XM FC 157 and the SXM app. So North Carolina FC keeping possession. Fisher now officially in for Fernandez. Showcat with a good little drop over to Arriaga. Now here's Anderson. Mclaughlin shows near post. Cervania, top of the 18. Now here's Summersall. He's got time. He'll give it to Arriaga. Nelson Flores Blanco making a run, and that one will just get away from him. And North Carolina FC will give it back.
Yeah, Anderson needed himself on the end of that pass as he showed his pace a minute ago to get on the end of one, but tough to get on that one. But you just see Union Omaha do a great job, Dean, for me, in terms of filling the spaces in the box. You see a couple of times when North Carolina got into those sort of end line areas and looking for cutbacks, there's so many white shirts in there. And we're wondering if that was something that Coach John Bradford noticed, and with Tahir and Cervania and encouraging them to get those shots from outside the box based on the limited space inside.
Clearance miss-hit there by Lou Young. And kept alive by Union Omaha. Quick 1-2 touches. Good ball in. And picked up by the captain, Skelton. Brito was involved. Now it'll fall to Connor Doyle. It'll go all the way through, nobody home, and Will Pulisic will take his time. 52nd minute. Cervania with the first half goal. That's where we stand. As how about North Carolina FC with a 1-0 lead and a chance to climb up to third if they can hang on. Of course, other results could recalibrate all those standings as well. Big swing there, defended well by Nelson Flores Blanco. Olex Anderson running downhill. What a move as he spins the player. Olex Anderson all by himself. And knocked away. Wow, with the ball at his feet. He's got some moves and some speed.
I'll tell you what, if Anderson's fast, how fast is Somersault? Because he was racing past him. He doesn't look as fast with those long legs, that's for sure.
Yeah, we've been impressed with Somersault's work ethic all season long. He and Mclaughlin always put in a steady shift, and Olex Anderson, you know Olex Anderson, if he does get pulled because they have those two outstanding forwards on the bench, yeah, he's never happy about it.
I'd probably leave him in just so I wouldn't have to deal with him on the sideline being grumpy, you know. He's definitely a competitor.
Well, he's had a really good season, but this is one of his better games. This is trouble deflected, and it'll be a corner kick Union Omaha.
I think it's Flores again, just tight enough that time. It looked like he'd found a yard of space there, JP Skiers. But Connor Doyle just starting to get on the ball and thread a few more passes. There's Giba cutting it through the 18-yard box. Skiers with a good first touch, and he popped up with a couple of goals in their last away trip to South Georgia. Trying to get things going the other way.
Good opportunity to tie it here. Union Omaha, the Owls. It's Somersault. Finds Showcat to here, and he's pushed to the ground. A whistle against Union Omaha as Meza whistled, wearing that number 7 jersey. From Sunnyside, Washington, went to Seattle University, did Meza.
I've noticed a little tweak for the visitors in midfield. Look like they're setting him with more of a diamond now, with Meza sort of at the tip of that, flanked to the side by Kamatani. And
yeah, it was very much a flat 4-4-2 that whole first half for Union Omaha.
So I think they've got to a bit more of a diamond in the hopes that they can get Doyle finding the front three as Meza joins them.
Showcat to here. Knocked to the ground, wants a card as well. Let's see if he gets one. I think it'll just be a foul, as closing in there was Alex Touche.
And it's good play from Tahir. Rides the first tackle really well, shields it with his body, gets himself facing forward, and then gets blocked off by the centre-back. You can just see how crucial those two attacking midfielders in Cervania and Tahir are. I was critical early on. I don't think for the first 10 minutes of the first half they've touched the ball. But since then, they've been integral to them getting up the pitch, and also they've been the real focal point of their attacks, besides some mazy runs from Mr. Anderson.
That lovely left foot of Cervania ready to serve one in here. He has served up the only goal of the game. Driven low, finds the head of Somersault. Good ball. Go out of bounds, though, over the crossbar. And back to Union Omaha. The playoff battles begin to heat up as two playoff hopefuls meet on ESPN Deportes. Rio Grande Valley welcomes the Las Vegas Lights to Southern Texas Sunday, July 17 at 7:30 p.m. Eastern on ESPN Deportes. Nice. Fisher has won those long balls. There's Olex Anderson trying to run it down. And Olex Anderson will earn a throw-in for North Carolina FC. That's all-out effort there from Olex Anderson. He'll get helped up by his running mate, Garrett McLaughlin.
Sylvania, I think, got clattered there as he held that ball in behind. It was a perfectly placed pass as well. He got thumped for his troubles. And you just see Knutson comes in. Doesn't get the ball, gets a little bit of Sylvania there.
I think he used his hip a little bit.
His head was down in there. Awkward one. Hopefully Sylvania's okay. Don't want to make another change. But Anderson, I thought for sure he was going to be off there. I thought Touche did really well to get across and cover and snuff out the danger. I see that magic spray again. Much more effective than the old sponge that used to be around, and much more hygienic, I would say. Although it didn't work for Fernandez in the first half, sadly.
They will make Cervania go off. Reminding all of you that might just be popping in, this game was scheduled to kick off at 7 o'clock, but there was lightning in the area, a ton of rain, and first kick was 8:47, almost 2 hours after the scheduled time. Cervania will wait for the referee to bring him back in, and here he comes. Deflected, and it will be a corner kick. Corner kick, North Carolina FC, who leads at 1-0.
And at some point, Dean, North Carolina has to score from a corner, I believe, at some point this season. And what a moment it would be for a Britton Fisher or a Jordan Skelton, especially in front of the North Carolina faithful there.
Well,
behind the goal.
Since you called for it, everything you've called for tonight has been on point. Let's see if they find. Boy, it went to Somersault first, but right behind him was Fisher. He was there.
There's a better ball from Arriaga there, a bit of pace on it, into a good area.
Pulisic, nice and calm, bombs it. Somersault wins it. Looked like there was a Union Omaha player offside, but the far side assistant referee took a little time to catch up with the action. Cervania looks to be okay. Look at that. Nice footwork, and he's fouled by Brito.
And the referee saying no more tackles on Cervania. I guess the next person to infringe on him will be going in the book. It's a great play though from Cervania, wasn't he? He was tracked by two white shirts heading to the sideline with nowhere to go and found a way out of it and won a foul for his team.
Skelton, boy, John Bradford was all over it, basically saying, what do you mean no more? He wanted a card there, and Cervania, I feel like a card was justified just based on his footwork getting out of that and then taken down right there. Coach Bradford wanted some clarification for sure. Coach Bradford has already won a Coach of the Month tab. Great second season, really tough year last year. Moving down to USL League One, limited budget, was handicapped, COVID issues, you know the whole deal. And this year he flat out said it won't be a success if they don't make the playoffs, and a win here would be a big step after that tough road trip.
Yeah, Mr. Bradford doesn't take losing very well, and to have 3 on the spin and some tough long road trips away, you got lots of time to think about each one, sadly. But they're in each of those games, just some sloppy play at times and lapses in concentration. They look certainly more back to business today. They've got a good chunk of the game still to play.
Skelton goes charging through Meza, so it'll be a free kick for Brito. We'll leave it for Doyle. Connor Doyle wears the captain's armband for Union Omaha. Skelton does the same for North Carolina FC. North Carolina FC in their home blues. Union Omaha in their visiting whites. Coach Mims will have a seat. Good ball in. Doyle so close to tying it. And it'll be a goal kick, North Carolina FC.
That's great play from Doyle. He starts it off, picking it up between the two centre backs. Under pressure from Mclaughlin, but gets a little give and go there between Meza and Skiers. And he almost finds that far corner.
I was not expecting to see Nelson Martinez based on my conversation yesterday with head coach John Bradford, but he is going to come into the game. And Nelson Martinez has been a solid player for North Carolina FC. He will stabilize the middle of the park for the home team.
Looks like we'll see Molina as well.
Yep.
I wouldn't be surprised to see Tahir go off here for Martinez and maybe shuffling Arriaga into that left midfield spot. Something we've seen a lot from him this year.
So who's Molina coming in for?
Oof.
Oh. Might be Olex.
It's a tough one, isn't it? We've seen more of...
Wow, this is a good ball. They tied it 1-1. They did not mark up on the cross, and Union Omaha, you cannot sleep on them. As John Bradford was looking to make some changes, hasn't made them. And a breakdown right inside the 6, and we're tied at 1.
It's a good ball out to the left flank. And it's Giba. We haven't seen him in this position very often. Just gets a little bit of space at the end line, clips it to the back post. It's over Flores' head. And there is Noe Meza. Opportunistic strike from him there. And we didn't see it coming. But it doesn't say much.
Number 17, Showcat Tahir coming out of the game in the 64th minute of play.
You had it right on Showcat Tahir for Martinez. And Anderson is coming out.
Also coming out for an NCFC substitution. Fans, put your hands together for number 9, Olex Anderson. Substitution in the 64th
so Molina
minute.
Will come on.
Coming in for Olex, number 16, Nicholas Molina.
So now it's 1-1. Went out of bounds, so. Wow, what a great ball, though, from the left back. Giba, fantastic.
Yeah, right on the money over the back post. Flores got underneath it, and Meza doing what he does best, popping up at the right time in the right place. Bauer lunging in again. Oof, had to get that one right. He's already on a yellow.
He did have to get it right. Speaking of right, this young man with that great ball a moment ago out front of Brito somehow got a touch on it. And Summersaw will clean it up. Lou Young sends it forward. Boy, it felt like Coach Bradford and Coach McGinty, they were trying to sort out who they were going to sub. I mean, they had nothing to do with what was going on in the field, and they just took one long ball down that left flank and a little bit of lack of concentration, which was one of the big keys for John Bradford. When I talked to him yesterday, he said there's been moments of lack of concentration. You've touched on it as you watch those games on the road, and that's exactly what happened there, I think.
Yeah. And this is the thing, they haven't scored more than 2 goals a game, and you need to get those shutouts and clean sheets. It's easier said than done when you're playing against the reigning USL League One champions, and they're going to have a chance in a moment. But 6 yards out, free header in the box. Major's going to put that away all day. Just got to be careful not to fall behind now.
Yeah, Coach Mims now is going to go to his bench next opportunity. And ripped right there on the far side. Not on frame. It'll be a goal kick for North Carolina FC. As it looks like Dion Akoff from Fontana, California, will try to come in. I'll tell you what, Acuff took his shirt off, and I swear I thought I was looking at Andrew Tate down there. That man is ripped.
Dean, when was the last time we... Go get your eyes tested, Dean, I think.
67th minute.
I'd like to see you pronounce some of Dion Acuff's previous clubs, Dean, if you could pull some of those out of the bag.
That's not happening.
No. Spent a lot of time in Iceland. The veteran, so bringing in some experience.
I did spend some time in Reykjavik, Iceland, with the U.S. national team back in the early 90s.
Well, what's your concern then, Dean? Come on, get rattling those off.
I know I should be. They're great people, I'll tell you what, great fans. There was a few World Cups ago where they made some noise, right?
Yeah, the thunderclap.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Unfortunately for England, they knocked us out in a couple of tournaments.
Go out of bounds and come back to Pulisic, 68th minute. Ali Hadzic, Mir Ali Hadzic is also going to come on. So Amir Ali Hadzic, along with Acuff, will come on. Next opportunity for Coach Mims and Union Omaha, who have to be thrilled with the equalizer from Meza. Different kind of player up top in Molina, obviously, than Anderson. Big, tall, gangly center forward for North Carolina FC.
Yeah, you could see how frustrated Anderson was to go off. He'd have been frustrated if they were leading 1-0 and he was getting called off. That's a tough one for John Bradford. You've got two really good forwards in McLaughlin and Anderson. You don't really want to take either one of them off, but Molina gives them something different. So this is the change. Bauer coming off. This is probably a smart move from Mims. I don't think Bauer's one to change his game and sit on that yellow card.
Coming in number 26, Dion Acuff. Also coming out of the game, number 21, Isaac Bauer. Coming in, number 2, Amir Ali Holzel.
Minute 69. Skelton. It's Skelton and Fisher to finish as center backs, as Fernandez 2 minutes into the second half, calling for the trainer. Here's the Argentine Molina. Molina's got 2 goals, 2 kind of tap-in goals. He'll lose it. Out of bounds off of Cervania. Boy, you really do feel like that goal almost out of nowhere, just switching the point of attack, popped it over, in, and then Meza with the finish really took the air out of North Carolina FC. They were feeling pretty good about themselves.
Just a moment of quality, isn't it? Quality pass out to the flank, good work from Giba. Meza, right place, right time, and that's what makes this Union Omaha team so good. They've got a lot of tactical flexibility and versatility in the players and how they can move around. Like we talked about, Meza's now playing in more of a number 10 role, and Kamatani can float and Brito can flick switch flanks. You can't switch off for a second. You know, they haven't put away 2 MLS teams in the Open Cup for no reason.
Well said. Great run in the Open Cup. 4 wins before finally falling to Peter Vermees and Sporting KC. 71st minute.
They've really got this game at the moment in their hands, you'd say.
Speaking of Iceland, I think I still have a Hard Rock Reykjavik t-shirt that might be able to get over one arm.
Full credit, Dean, full credit.
71st minute.
Impressive stuff.
Scarce and Doyle. More activity from those 2 center mids as Doyle runs right through, and there's a foul on Cervania. Cervania has to be careful too.
And Doyle becoming more and more involved, and Giba as well. It looks like Giba sort of runs into the back of Sylvania. I'm not sure there's much he could do, but referee well placed and decided Sylvania knew exactly what he was doing.
Two-man wall with McLaughlin and Sylvania. Lou Young kind of going to be the roamer for North Carolina FC. That's a good ball all the way through, and Pulisic takes it.
Dean, there's a lot of white shirts flooding into that area. I'm surprised it ended up in the arms of Will Pulisic without a touch from anybody. It was a crafty little delivery from Joseph Brito.
It really was. Yeah, without question, tough road trip, but strong season for John Bradford. And I will never, ever question him, but to just continue our dialogue, Olex Anderson just looked like he had 90 in him.
Yeah, he was really bright and lively in the first half. Garrett McLaughlin, for me, has been a little bit quiet, but the thing with Garrett McLaughlin is, you know, he's the current Golden Boot leader for a reason. He's got goals in him, and all he needs is that one chance, a bit similar to Noe Major just then, a few minutes ago.
Well said. Good little pass here. Akoff, and Fisher pushes Akoff. Akoff kind of makes a meal of it, and the official's not buying it. That's well done by the official.
Yeah, I think that's the right decision there. Akoff was traveling. I think maybe a little bit of a slip of the foot than anything. Didn't look like there was much contact between him and Fisher. North Carolina have got to try and find a way to get a little bit of possession through midfield. We've seen a lot of it along the back, but they've struggled to break the lines and get further up the field.
Too far out in front to Lou Young. So now Skelton will use Pulisic. And Pulisic mishit that one. Will go out of bounds, so it'll be a throw in for Union Omaha. They've got the hammer down right here. They've tied it, and now looking to get out of Cary, North Carolina, with 3 on the road. They've won their last 3 road games, has Union Omaha, trying to make it 4 in a row. North Carolina FC trying to get back on the 3-point side. They were hanging on to it. They'll take 1 at this point after a 3-game road skid. Long throw in. Akoff gets his head on it. It's still alive. It'll fall. Meza has got one, looking for the brace. Picked up by Doyle. Turning back in, Akoff. And the final shot coming from Joe Brito, but handled there by Will Pulisic.
And full credit to Coach Jay Mims at the moment. The little tweak at halftime has paid dividends at the moment because they are massively on top. North Carolina trying to find a way to get a grip of the game. Trying to go the aerial route to Molina, but up against this big back line for Union Omaha, it's no easy feat.
Nelson Flores Blanco, minute 75. Looking for Molina. Cervania, good little touch to run it down. Cervania, step over. It'll be a throw in. That was all Cervania, extra effort. He's going to leave it to Lou Young. Throw into Summersaw. Somehow gets it back to Lou Young. It'll go out of bounds off of Brito. It'll be a throw in for North Carolina FC. Minute 76. Breeze really starting to roll around here. Molina looking for Mclaughlin. And Union Omaha in transition. You're right, Coach Mims with not only that diamond, but I think perhaps the right subs here at the right time here as they're looking for 3.
Yeah, he's got some fresh legs to go and press now and make those runs into between those spaces between the centre back and outside back. We've seen a few of them threaded now. Because with the way North Carolina plays, they narrow off in midfield, and that allows Lou Young and Flores to get forward, which creates those gaps in the transition to thread those passes down the sides and get out and put pressure on down the other end. So as we see Lou Young releasing now, a turnover, and the gaps open up the other way.
Brilliant to have Andrew Tate as our full-time analyst for North Carolina FC. Team Linky with you, 77th minute. It was 1-0 at the half, courtesy of Jaden Cervania, but Union Omaha, your reigning USL League One champs, have tied it, courtesy of Meza. There's Lou Young. Lou Young does not get forward as much as DJ Taylor does, but here he is, trying to get at the end of it and shielded off well. And they're going to give a corner kick. Did not think it was, but it's a corner kick. North Carolina FC. Well done for Lou Young.
And that was a much better sequence of play from North Carolina. Some good controlled possession. And good link-up play between Lou Young and Cervania. Cervania popped it in there, and he's battling with Giba. I can't see the contact between Giba and the ball there, but we're further away than the official, so we'll give him the benefit of the doubt. And with Cervania's left foot, I do like the shape that he puts on the crosses. Usually a lot of pace, typically around about head height, not the floaters. Love to see the whip.
So here we go. Pings off a Union Omaha defender. Fisher was there, and his head may have hit the backside of the other defender's head. He may have some blood.
And we do, Dean.
So it was Fernandez first. Now Fisher will need to be treated.
Just trying to glance that header in the box. And the ball just cannoned up in the air, trying to crane his neck. Misses the ball and catches the hard part of Knudsen. There's not much flesh around that part of your eye, unfortunately. Doesn't take much to open up a wound.
He may need to come over to the sideline, and they'll wrap that up.
Tough one, because you know it takes a little time to patch those up. So they'll be down at 10 in the meantime. Change of the jersey probably due as well.
Do a quick concussion protocol check on him as well.
So Martinez drops into the back four for the time being. Mclaughlin, Molina into midfield. So down to 10.
Yeah, down to 10. 80th minute, tied at 1. The Owls answering the call here in the second half. 1 hour and 47-minute delay because of lightning and heavy rain. Here's Doyle. He's been more on the ball here in the second half. Giba, his cross was key to Union Omaha getting the equalizer, no doubt about it. A great run down the left side, and then a great ball.
Yeah, I think he's typically operated as a midfielder throughout most of his career. And
Garrett McLaughlin. McLaughlin trying to pounce. McLaughlin, and tripped up from behind. Does not get the whistle as Connor Doyle. Wow, I don't know. And Doyle after that, right back to Giba. Boy, Doyle really can serve a great long ball. Ooh, Cervania's got that yellow card.
tell you what, I agree with the referee's decision back here, Dean. I don't think there was much on McLaughlin. I think he sort of realised he was running out of gas and, you know, the pace of the other players around him. But I'm not sure I agree with this one. This is the first one. McLaughlin gets the touch. There's nothing really coming from Conor Doyle there. I think Garrett McLaughlin trying to pull a fast one on the referee, but I'm not sure whether I agree with that challenge from Sylvania. The one before from Giba looked like it ran into the back of him. And that's another chance.
Brito over the ball, 82nd minute. Tough ball to deal with. Headed out. Now Lou Young, safety first, will clear it. It'll be a throw in for Union Omaha, the Owls. So Fisher, still some blood, I guess.
Yeah, he was trying to get back on. The referee saying, fourth official saying no, needs a bandage or something. In the meantime, still going to soldier on with 10.
83rd minute. Off the head of Molina, the center forward, big tall, coming back, helping defensively. And Lou Young. Are they going to give Pulisic a yellow card? I'm confused here.
Martinez is down in all of this as well.
So Martinez got the yellow? That's what I think, right?
Yeah, looks like it. Not quite sure what for. In the meantime, Fisher's coming back on.
So Fisher now will make it 11v11. Extended time there, dealing with a whole lot of blood around the eye.
Tell you what, Dean, good luck with judging the stoppage time in this one.
Yeah, that's so true. Knudsen with Molina pressing on. We barely said Nuhu's name here in the second half. Well, you think about that breakaway from Mclaughlin, and you talked about the 8 goals leading the USL League One, but if Anderson is in at that point, Doyle's not catching him.
That's very true.
Out of bounds, say off of North Carolina FC. Giba has got it. Nobody open right now, and Union Omaha not in a hurry after tying this one. Akoff into the 18, pretty good ball, and snapped over the crossbar by the goal scorer Meza. That's a good ball from Akoff off the bench.
Yeah, good left foot from Akoff. Similar to Giba, just manufactured some space and clips it into a good area. It's a tough one for Meza, though. He's always coming away from the goal and trying to hook his neck around it. Tough one to get the direction on it, let alone the power. But Dean, just looking at the way, the little tweak at half-time, I think the way they freed up Conor Doyle, just in the first half, everyone was sort of matched up man for man, which meant the 2 forwards, McLaughlin and Anderson, could drop onto Doyle and Skeers and stop them from getting on the ball. And now with Doyle having Skeers and Brito either side of him, when he drops in between, there's always an extra player there for them to play into. So I think that little tweak from Jay Mims has been really beneficial and created those opportunities for Doyle to get on the ball more and open up those big switches that we've seen so many times.
Somersault. One of the things that happens when you have a near 2-hour delay is you forget that our incredible production team have been here almost all day long, as Lou Young sends it across. It'll find Nelson Flores Blanco. Nelson Flores Blanco. Arriaga shows. Martinez might have been the better choice. He was open. And there's Martinez coming in hard. Martinez just got a yellow.
He's going to go for it.
Is he?
I thought the top pocket there.
Maybe he's thought better of it. The referee basically telling him next time, and you're in the shower, so he softened up.
Yeah, I thought when he was going over, I thought I saw that elbow.
Yeah, you saw it right, I think, yeah.
I think it'd have been a harsh. We don't even know what the first one yellow card was for. I don't think many others did. So, a couple of changes coming for North Carolina.
We'll see the debut of Adams and the veteran Pekka.
He's got to be careful, yeah. Might go Giba at the right time.
And Summersaw is going to get a yellow card. Clinical at the moment right now, number 27, Ryan Giba. Just 20 years old. He's got a bright future.
Yeah, he was really quiet in the first half, which surprised me, but much more like him in the second half. And like I said, I think that little tweak in midfield has freed up those passes and outlet balls to allow him to get forward a little bit more. You see here, Summersaw just lunging in. He's a fraction away from the ball, but that's all it takes. And it was could have been an important foul to concede just to stop the momentum of Giba getting into the box.
So Cervania's got the yellow. He's going to come off.
In the 89th minute, fans put your hands
39th minute. Looks like McLaughlin's also going to come off. I wouldn't have been surprised if they actually pulled Martinez off, even though he just came on.
I was just thinking that, Dean, yeah.
Also in the 89th minute, put your hands together for number 19, Garrett McLaughlin.
So Garrett McLaughlin,
game number 12,
scoreless tonight, leading the Golden Boot race in USL League One. Shaquem Adams on loan from the Charleston Battery into the game. Goes by Shaq for short. 89th minute. Just to keep you perfect, I'll say 4 to give you a chance to go over. There's a good shot right there. They'll say deflected in a corner kick. Corner kick, Union Omaha. They were pretty close there to make it a 2-1.
And Dean, just to make the game interesting, I'll go 6.
Okay. Well done.
That way we can have a tie for a change.
Right there in the middle. What a great partner, Andrew Tate. Tied at 1 here. Union Omaha, this could be a dagger. Ball sent across. Meza. Adams wanted the call. Meza into the stands, but they'll say deflected. It'll be another corner kick. Corner kick, Union Omaha. This game tied at 1. Cervania in the first for North Carolina FC. Meza in the second for Union Omaha.
Just seeing the board, Dean.
Is it right in the middle? You gave me that one.
I did.
You're a good sport.
I wanted
to set across.
I wanted more time. You look at the time. We had Fisher down injured. We had Fisher's injury.
Fernandez. Yep.
6 or 7 subs.
A goal.
Yeah.
You knew it was 5. You gave me one. I appreciate that, Andrew. We'll square that one. 1-1 corner kick.
I think going back to the stoppage time, I've had this conversation with a few people. I said it with somebody today, just how long the ball's in play. Like, you know, there's studies about it now, and Arsene Wenger, I think, is trying to push for the game to be stopped and play a 50-minute game, or sort of, and then every time the ball goes out of bounds, it's stopped, because, you know, you got the rolling around the ground, the injuries, and the amount of action that you actually see in a game. There's so many lulls in play where you sort of lose the time, and that's probably my frustration. Sometimes you're watching a great game, like, oh, there's only 5 minutes of stoppage time. I felt like there should be 10, you know?
Yeah, so well said. Yeah, you don't feel like 5 is enough.
No.
Now Skelton. This one's starting to get a little chippy here as well. Now you kind of feel like, North Carolina FC, we were talking about, hey, 3 points, they get in third, and then Union Omaha said, hang on, we're the defending reigning champs for a reason. They get a tie, and you almost feel like if neither one of these teams get 1 point, you'll feel bad for the team that doesn't, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I think if you were judging this on points, you'd have to give it to the Union Omaha. I mean, the first half wasn't one-sided North Carolina. They probably shaded it and deserved the goal just a bit, but second half it's been wave after wave of Owl attacks, but they haven't. I mean, Pulisic hasn't had an awful lot to do, but the moments in and around the goal have been scary enough.
It's interesting they're using Pekka. I always see him in the center of the park, and he's drifted over here to the right side, trying to do anything he can to help his team here. Summersaw gets stuck in there on Meza to win it. He'll switch it to Flores Blanco. Touch gets away from him, but he'll run it down. I started to salute Kyle Lang, who has been the longtime production company for the original Carolina Railhawks and then North Carolina FC. Does such a great job, and his crew, Joe Ferrara, Savannah Revel, Andrew Taylor, Ian Lang, Brian Ware, and good to have the tallest man in the building, Mark Dry, on the camera as well. Is there a goal in this extra time? We've got 2 minutes left or thereabouts, Andrew Tate.
No. I'm usually the optimist, Dean, but I think both teams quietly content with a point. If you were to place a bet, you'd probably put it on the visitors, though.
Akoff. Adams. Is hoping to spring Arriaga. That was a matter-of-fact no from Andrew Tate, who has brought his A game. As North Carolina FC finally off the road back here, and we had to wait almost 2 hours to get going. Good to be back with you, though, Andrew, and I think both teams will take one here.
Yeah, those 3 road trips for North Carolina is always going to be tough. I think they would have liked to have gotten 3 points out of the 9, but to come back empty-handed, I felt was a bit harsh. But that's this league. You know, we've seen Greenville go on a positive run. The start of the season poorly. Union Omaha have had dips and spurts around this US Open Cup run. You know, it's up there for anyone to grab it. Like I said, just 3 points separating 3rd place and 9th. I think I was listening to somebody talk about the season last year, and FC Tucson at this stage last year was sitting bottom of the table or thereabouts and ended up in the semi-finals. So can turn very easily.
Indeed. Yeah, really jumbled up.
Key is just to stay in touch, right? And that's what North Carolina have done this year. Last year they were looking up at the teams and hoping to be in that mix at some point, but it never happened. And this year they're in contention, and to have the League One champions here in your backyard after 3 tough road results and put on a display like they have today, they've shown promise, and they're still learning, still growing, still putting the pieces together.
Looks like the referee's going to give him one more chance here on a long throw. This should be the final play of the game. By the way, put an exclamation point on everything Andrew Tate just said there. That's why all those early wins were so important to survive a tough road trip. I think that's going to do it, and it will. Quick thought on the final score: North Carolina FC 1, Union Omaha 1.
Great displays from both teams. I thought first half you'd have shaded it to North Carolina. Second half, the League One reigning champions, Union Omaha, showed exactly why they are having that title. Coach Jay Mims made some good tweaks, and a great second half. Noe Meza with the equaliser after a great opening goal from Jaden Savania. And looking forward to the next contest here in League One.
All right, I want to thank Jorge Acuna, Kyle Lang, Joe Ferrara, Savannah Revo, Andrew Taylor, Ian Lang, Mark Dry, Brian Ware. For my great broadcast partner, Andrew Tate, I'm Dean Linke. Once again, your final score from Cary, North Carolina. We got a tie. North Carolina FC 1, Union Omaha 1.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League League One cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League League One.
Cervania